The first child I came into contact with, he literally he ran into me when I was going for a morning walk, and he was going so fast that I couldn't get out of his way because of his hyperactivity. He just couldn't stop, and I couldn't get out of his way because I didn't have enough warning that this is what's going to happen. And yes, and he started talking to me, which was really great, because not a lot of people in India talk to you unless they know you. And his parents tried to pull him away, and I said, no, I'm really happy to meet people. And they said, well, actually, he has a special need. He's hyperactive. He has attention deficit disorder. And, and I said, well, maybe he can do some yoga for that. Namaste, my name is Sowmya, and I run an organization called Prafull Oorjaa Charitable Foundation. And basically we do yoga for under-resourced communities. And we have one program called You Bloom Yoga for Special Needs, where we work with children and vocationally training adults, really anyone of any age with special needs such as autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, epilepsy, chromosomal disorders, muscular disorders, so whatever it may be. So here at the Velvi Festival for Arts, we are teaching yoga in the mornings to the children and also to the professionals and the parents. And in addition to that, we did a workshop here on the theory behind yoga for special needs and in specific for autism. I moved to India about 6 years ago, to Bangalore, and at that time I didn't really know what I was going to do. I had finished one master's degree in Costa Rica from the UN University for Peace, focusing on yoga, domestic violence, and the environment, and another master's degree from the University of Innsbruck focusing on yoga and peace building. And then when I came to Bangalore, I did a yoga nidra session with Swami Yoga Ratna from the Bihar School of Yoga Shankar Prasad Foundation. Before that, I had already started working with a few kids with autism and ADHD. This was a boy who was coming from a wealthy Muslim background, so it was actually quite shocking to me. So they asked him if he could come to yoga class. So I said, great, I'll do a separate private class for him. He can't come to a regular session because he may be disturbed by the other people. So we gave him a private yoga class. And within 3 months, this boy who was normally sitting like moving like Superman, Spider-Man, and Batman rolled into one, this boy was sitting in Vajrasana for longer than I, as a yoga teacher and as an adult, could hold. And his mouth was closed, eyes were closed. He was completely still. And when I asked him, I tapped him and I said, are you okay? And he said, I am calm. Because he himself realized that this is the pose of calmness. And we had been practicing this positive affirmation because as he was Muslim, we didn't want him to chant Om or any of the mantras. So we translated them into English. And I am calm. And he truly became calm. And then he was able to focus on his exams better and finish his exams. And this was a boy of like 9, 10 years old. Couldn't finish exams before, couldn't even sit for one. He would come in the beginning. He would say, oh, okay, I'm going to do butterfly. But before he does butterfly, I'm in tree pose. I would say relaxation and verbalization or expression have been the biggest benefits that I've seen. I'll give an example of a boy who was also coming for a private class. He came to me, in the beginning I was the teacher. I taught him for maybe 3 or 4 times. I told his parents, see, I don't have very much time, but since you are really insisting that it's me that teaches, I'll start his class. And you want to start right away, fine, I'll start the class. And he came in, refused to do anything. I myself didn't know what to do. I was thinking, well, I can't give this child, I can't let any other yoga teacher work with him because I don't know what to do with him. And I said, see, I only have time in the summer, maybe 2 or 3, 4 days. Even more.
Why are you laughing?
So the second class, I said, okay, great. You don't want to do anything here. Let's try doing some, here's some clay. I had some clay in the house. Let's just try doing some clay therapy and just putting the clay all over your body, make a roll a ball, put it on your face, different things like that. And I honestly didn't see any changes myself, and I was really thinking, I mean, I don't think I should tell this kid to come back, but if his mom insists, okay, fine. And she came back the next time, and then I didn't really talk to her after 3 or 4 class sessions, and I kind of said, you know, if they call back after summer is over, then great. And we did a teacher, a U Bloom yoga teacher training session, and she attended that, though she's not a yoga teacher, and I think it was, at the time, it was just a 1-day program. And she came to me crying in the morning saying, my child has never been so calm before. I said, well, I didn't actually do anything because he refused to do everything. And the same child who was nonverbal started coming back to classes. We gave him a teacher. He had 1 year of class with her and another teacher another year. And somewhere in the middle of in the beginning of the first year, he started verbalizing small words. And she really said that this was the only change that she had made, is that she introduced the yoga, and he loved coming so much. And again, our teacher also kept asking me, he doesn't want to do anything, he's just lying there. And I said, that's okay, just let him be. And he likes the songs, okay, great, just sing the songs to him the whole time. And he started saying small words that first year, and then the second year, the teacher preferred doing chanting with him. So just did a lot, the whole 1 hour class was just chanting. He wouldn't participate necessarily, he would just listen and observe. And if you went off tune, or if you did something too many times, he would immediately say no, and he would give you attention, and so you'd know, oh, super, I was falling asleep to this, or I forgot the words and I messed up. He would know the rhythm, the sounds, everything perfectly. And one day his mom said, we went to some temple, like family temple, and he went straight to the mandap, and he put his hands together and he chanted all of these prayers that we never knew he even knew. He just went there and he knew that was the place that he's supposed to. So he's starting to he was a part of the real society, and you could actually see him like maybe being the family priest or the head of, you know, the family prayer or puja or something like that. He was able to be completely involved in that social space. I think maybe that's my favorite story, but we've had so many incidents of people telling me that suddenly this child is speaking and they've never said a word before. They've only made noises or sounds, and now they're talking. So yoga has the ability to help children with autism integrate into society, or at least be a little more socially aware and have those social skills. I would say one of the best techniques that I've seen, I practiced a yoga nidra with about 3 or 4 young boys, or young, preteen and teenage boys who are all on the spectrum. And we did a very specific yoga nidra that Swami Yogaratna had trained us to work on, that it was not the general one. We did one for children and children with special needs. So I prepped them what's going to happen in advance. And through the yoga nidra, they were able to go through a full happy experience where they want to be. And they were able to respond throughout the yoga nidra. So he was very clear about what actually brings him happiness, and very aware, not necessarily of this physical world, but of a different world that we're not able to tap into. And we need to also start learning how to tap into those worlds. Physical awareness is not there. So they're aware of something else, and there needs to be a given, both sides need to come together and teach each other. I think at the core of yoga is beyond even the asana or pranayama practices, it's the philosophies. And that's one of the things that I look at when I'm hiring teachers, is what is their energy? What is their desire? What is their passion? What we're looking for are people who believe in pure acceptance, in purity, and in a conscious community, in compassion or empathy, because it's really about accepting a child or an adult with autism just for who they are, and remembering that we all have those similarities with them. We all get anxiety. We all have days where we don't want to be social, where we just want to be by ourselves. We all have days where we do a lot of work, then we can't, our fine motor skills are off. We all have days where our creativity is down. It's about accepting that they express it in a different way and we express it in a different way, and everybody has a different way of expressing themselves. So it's a lot about the acceptance, about the perseverance, or what is known as tapas. We have a lot of kids whom it takes them 2 years or 6 months or 3 months to get to a certain point. It's not an overnight process. And it's about the perseverance. It's about the whole community being supportive of each other. So it's not just about coming to yoga class. Yes, we come into the school once or twice a week and we have a nice group session with the kids. It's about the child going home, practicing with the parent, putting on the YouTube video, or maybe practicing through a homework book or whatever it may be, and continuing that, because perseverance or tapas is at the core of yoga, and it's at the core of all of life. Like, if we don't study, we're not going to pass the exam. If we suddenly say, like, oh, today I'm going to do this, well, today I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Well, have you been working towards that? Today I'm going to touch my toes. Have you been working towards that? Perseverance is really important. Tapas is the core of yoga. It's about santosha. That's contentment. Yes, today it's about the community accepting that, okay, today my child could do this much. Their muscle development may be different than ours. That's okay, this is what we can do. Nobody here is Arnold Schwarzenegger with ripped abs and biceps. We're all normal human beings. That's it. So this is acceptance, to be content with whatever it is that we did today, whatever practice it is. Knowing that through the practice of yoga, through that breath awareness, through the awareness, okay, and the body postures, some organs and some nerves are being stimulated. Just knowing that much and accepting through some amount of faith or surrender, that yes, something's going to happen. One of our schools in Bangalore, we have every kid in the class, regardless of the condition, they get a chance to be the leader. So they teach, so the teacher no longer really teaches, she just instructs one kid, okay, it's your turn to teach, you teach one thing, this is what you're going to teach. Then the next kid comes and they rotate. And every kid gets a chance to be the yoga teacher. Autism is about life, really. It's about finding so what do I define as autism? A person with autism has a very unique skill to offer the world, has the ability to teach the world something. Definitely all of these kids, we've learned perseverance and tapas, we've learned santosha, and contentment. We've learned so many, we've learned truth. They're pure. Previously in India, this term, a child with autism or an adult with autism would have been called an avadut. They have something, they may not speak anything, but they have something important to say. And in the past, this person would sit under a tree and we would all go and do pranams to them and ask for their blessings. Maybe 300 years ago, maybe 500 years ago. Of course, the society has changed now. Children with autism are very connected to nature and they need those experiences. They need to be in nature. Unfortunately, as a humankind or a human unkind, we have reduced or we have decimated the environmental spaces, the natural spaces. So these avduts or children with autism or special needs children, they don't have what they need. And the rest of us are accepting it, maybe as actually idiots. We're like, okay, fine, you want me to breathe pollution on Old Madras Road? I'll breathe it. I don't have a choice. I guess I'll go through it every day. But if you put me in, look here, in ECC, are any of the children having meltdowns or breakdowns? No, because they are where they're actually supposed to be. We are actually the ones who are stupid and saying, okay, I'll live in a 20-story building with 2,000 people in my building and I'll accept it because I think I need to earn money, I think I need this, and actually we don't need those things. So autism or the spectrum, these are people who are going to teach us. We will learn every day. I learn every day from the kids.